In the summer of 2009, a United States Navy SEAL team was moving through a pitch-black forest in Afghanistan. They were walking into an ambush they couldn't see, but their point man could smell it. Without waiting for a command, the point man broke away and sprinted directly into the darkness. By charging the tree line, he forced the hidden insurgents to fire, exposing their position and saving his unit. But in the chaos, he took 2 bullets at close range, one to the chest and one to the leg. Over the radio, the call went out for a friendly wounded in action. A combat medic packed gauze into the chest wound of a 70-pound Belgian Malinois named Cairo. Cairo survived a shattered femur and a punctured chest. He underwent emergency surgery, spent a year in rehabilitation, and returned to active duty. 2 years later, he would be called up for the most highly classified mission in American history. Cairo's intervention transformed a deadly ambush into a tactical advantage. These dogs operate as elite specialized assets, trained to make split-second, life-saving combat decisions under extreme pressure. Cairo's handler was a Debrew operator named Will Chesney. Chesney was partnered with Cairo because the dog was a Belgian Malinois, the dominant breed chosen for elite special operations canine programs. This chart compares the Malinois directly against the more common German Shepherd. While a German Shepherd often weighs up to 100 pounds, the Malinois tops out between 55 and 70 pounds. That lighter frame, combined with a top speed of 35 miles per hour, makes them easier for a handler to strap to their chest during tandem parachute jumps or while fast roping out of helicopters. Beyond their physical build, these dogs are selected for a psychological trait handlers call the switch. Cairo could bite with sustained force during a live fire raid, completely ignoring yelling and distractions, and then instantly transition to a calm, gentle companion the moment Chesney took off his tactical vest. That precise combination of biological athleticism and extreme psychological control is rare. Only about 1% of assessed dogs passed the trials, clearing them for Tier 1 warfare. By early 2011, Cairo was nearing retirement. Then Chesney received an urgent order to return to Virginia immediately. The team spent weeks running drills on a full-scale replica compound before learning their target, Osama bin Laden, architect of the September 11th attacks. For the raid, Cairo was outfitted with an extensive tactical loadout worth $30,000. He wore a K9 Storm Intruder vest, made of Kevlar, a heat-resistant synthetic fiber woven tightly enough to stop bullets. The vest also integrated a 2-way radio system and a high-definition camera mounted to his back. He was also equipped with specialized infrared goggles, often called doggles. These sensors allowed Cairo to detect the body heat of human targets hiding behind thick concrete walls in total darkness. Despite internet rumors that went viral after the raid, Navy SEAL dogs do not have titanium teeth. Cairo operated with his natural teeth, which evolution has perfected for bite and hold work far better than any metal implant. When Cairo flew into Pakistani airspace, he was a fully integrated, technologically advanced sensory weapon, operating with the same level of lethal precision as the humans sitting next to him. The infiltration on May 2nd descended into immediate chaos when one of the modified radar-evading Black Hawk helicopters stalled over the compound and crash-landed hard into the dirt, heavily damaging its tail. This overhead schematic of the Abbottabad compound tracks Cairo's movement on the ground. The moment they landed, he was sent off-leash to run 2 complete circuits around the exterior walls. He was sweeping for IEDs, improvised explosive devices, and searching for any hidden tunnels bin Laden might use to escape. The sound of the downed helicopter ended up waking the surrounding neighborhood. As curious and potentially hostile Pakistani civilians approached the walls, Cairo shifted to exterior crowd control, holding the locals at bay while the assault team moved inside to neutralize the target and gather hard drives. During a 40-minute operation where a single mistake meant total mission failure, a dog successfully secured the exterior perimeter, functioning as both the primary detection system and the final line of defense for SEAL Team 6. When the team returned to the United States, every single human operator on the raid was awarded the Silver Star for gallantry in combat. After a mixed-breed dog named Chips was recommended for a Silver Star for charging an Italian machine gun nest in World War II, a veterans organization complained that awarding medals to animals was demeaning to soldiers. The military agreed, stripped Chips of his honors, and officially classified military working dogs as equipment. The rigidity of that legal classification stood in stark contrast to the reality of the team. Just days after the raid, President Barack Obama traveled to Fort Campbell and specifically requested a private meeting with Cairo. Cairo had cleared compounds, taken 2 bullets for his handlers, and secured the perimeter for the bin Laden raid. Yet the bureaucracy of the armed forces continued to legally categorize him in the exact same inventory bracket as a pair of boots or a rifle. In 2013, Will Chesney was deployed back to Afghanistan when an enemy grenade blast threw him against a wall. He suffered a severe traumatic brain injury, physical damage to his brain tissue, and developed crippling post-traumatic stress disorder, a condition triggered by enduring severe trauma. He spent months dealing with migraines, memory loss, and deep depression. Heavy medication and traditional therapies provided little relief. The only thing that quieted Chesney's mind was visiting Cairo. The simple presence of the dog who had survived the exact same battlefields reached a part of Chesney's brain that doctors couldn't. When Cairo was slated for retirement, Chesney spent a grueling bureaucratic year fighting to adopt him. He even bought a motorcycle with a sidecar just for the dog. Chesney later learned that Cairo had been diagnosed with canine post-traumatic stress disorder, displaying severe anxiety and reactivity tied to his own combat trauma. They spent their final years together in quiet retirement, two operators mutually relying on each other for peace. Chesney stayed by Cairo's side until the dog succumbed to inoperable cancer in April of 2015. Cairo was the first set of canine feet on the ground in Abbottabad. His legacy remains his capacity to absorb the trauma of war and navigate a broken handler back to the light.